Hey y'all, it's Jen. Thanks for stopping by. I wanted to make an Easter project. I'm going to be taking these two greeting cards that I rescued, and I'm going to be making a Dosado, or a Dos-e-dos, or a Dosado journal. A Dosado book, originally, if you look it up, the original term is in French. It is a double-sided book where you have pages on one side, and then when you turn the cover, there will be pages on this side as well. Basically, we're going to make a Z-fold card, and then we're going to stuff it with journal signatures. The digital papers that I'm using are all from Artymaze. I will link all the different kits below. I wanted some lined paper. These are the William Morris papers and the jelly prints that she has, and I've pre-cut them a little bit to fit into each journal section, and I have these 1-inch strips left, which are going to come in really handy later. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to glue the back two sections of these cards together to make a pocket. But before we do that, for one thing, these are exactly the same size, so that helps. I don't have to worry about that. But when you're building this, if you butt these edges completely up to the center, it's going to put some pressure on the spine, and sometimes that spine will crack. Okay. So what you want to do is to make it flush, to give the spine some ease, you need to move this out a little bit. See how much of a gap I left? But then it leaves that much showing on the edge where the book isn't flush. Okay, so what I do is I just take a little sliver off of each back of the card. I take off this much. So I'm going to go ahead and take off that much on this one. So that was about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm just inking this edge so that you can see the spacing that it leaves. Okay, so I want to make a pocket in the middle here. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue on each side and on the bottom. And then we're going to glue it down like this. And then that's going to create a pocket. And because we put that spacing in there, the edge is flush. And here's the pocket. Now I'm going to cover each of the white spaces on each side with pretty paper. And right now it looks like a Z-fold card, except we're going to take these journal signatures that I've already prepped, and we're going to put a signature in each side like this. before I put my signatures in, I'm going to add some fabric scraps to the spine that I've ripped up, and I'm going to stitch around mine. Just remember that if you stitch around it, do not stitch your pocket closed. And here it is with the fabric along each spine on the inside and the outside. I'm going to be using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch to put the signatures in. Okay, I have my eyelet in. I'm going to work on the closure next. Pages are in. And I went ahead and punched a thumb hole notch here for the pocket. Okay, so I have these scraps and I'm going to stitch them together to make a wrap tie for the journal. Hey y'all, a little tip. So I stitched 3 sets of zigzag stitches and put my fabric strips together to lengthen them. This is what I'm going to use as my wrap tie. But you see how I left these threads at the end? And how wide this is and thick it is? I'm going to have a hard time getting this through the eyelet. But I left these strings. You put the strings through and then just pull. Okay? Okay. This is what it looks like. In the next video, I will be working on pockets and ephemera, making a tag for the center where we have the thumb hole notch, and things like that. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you try to make some. These are fun to make, and you can make them more sections and make what's called a never-ending book. So maybe I'll do that in another video. All right, have a good evening, y'all.